I guess my question is: are you open-minded to being wrong about white women seem to have power over people of color? Are you open-minded? Are you open-minded to changing your view on that?
Shit. No. Yes. I don't know. And the reason why I say this is because you know what? There is I believe in God and I believe that there's hope. You know what I mean? But then
Yeah.
too, I have to be realistic.
Okay.
I gotta be realistic.
Because
And
you know what I'm pointing
now,
out, right?
yes, I know what you're pointing out.
Okay. What am I pointing out?
You're pointing out that there's a possibility that people can freaking change and things can be
Okay.
better. And I want to believe that. But then again, me being me, maybe not. I don't know. Damn it. Oh gosh, I know it's contradictory because you know what? I want people to open their mind, but it's hard for me to open my mind because of what I've been through. You get what I'm saying? It's like fuck. I don't know. Remember, like and subscribe.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no worries. So
You caught me as I was packing up. So
yeah,
this will just take me a second.
this is fate.
What's that?
It's fate.
Fate? Oh,
Fate.
fate. What do you mean by fate?
Meaning that it needed to happen.
It needed to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at it as this. Me personally, I don't believe that things happen for no reason. I believe
Okay.
it happens for a reason, and I believe that
Everything happens for a reason?
Yeah, I do. I believe it
Okay.
wholeheartedly.
Is that what you want to talk about?
More so of what I actually experienced as a woman here in Olympia.
Okay.
A black woman here in Olympia.
Okay. So you want to talk about your experience?
My experience. I've only been here a year, and I want to tell you about my experiences here.
Okay.
That's what I'd like to talk about.
Awesome. So is it a truth claim? Is it something that you're claiming that you know to be
Yeah,
true?
because it's something that I've talked to other women, not necessarily men, because I am not a man and I cannot express what other men of my race looks like or what they go through.
Okay.
But I can tell you with other women that I've been around, other women that I have befriended since I've been here, other women of other races who deal with having a African American husband or having African American children, what they experience, whether they are adopted children, whether they are birthed children, what we go through here in Olympia.
Okay.
Like I said, it's controversial. So I'm not sure if that's what you want to go through, but you know what?
What is the controversy?
Controversy is what is protected and what is not protected.
Okay. There's some things that are protected and there's some things that are not.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you want to talk about the differences?
I do.
Okay. All right. Okay. And what was your first name again?
Brittany.
Brittany.
Brittany. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Great. All right. And um, did I explain what I was doing well enough?
You said that you were coming to figure out people's differences in different aspects of who they are, but if that's not all the way true, I would like for you to explain.
Sure. What I'm doing is having interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interviewing people about something that they think is true,
Yeah.
a conclusion that they've made.
Okay.
And my job is to, from a neutral perspective,
Okay.
to ask questions that help us explore how you arrived at the conclusion
Okay.
or the belief,
Awesome.
and what supports your confidence that it's true.
Okay. I can do that. I sure
Cool.
can do that.
And you were saying earlier there was something that you were wanting to talk about, and you were talking about the differences in um, it was something about different, like people have different kinds of power or something like that, or
So what it is that women of color here in Olympia. I
mm-hmm.
can't speak of other places outside of where I've been, but just here being here in Olympia, I do feel like white women feel like they have a sense of power over women of color, whether they're black, Indian, Asian, of any color. They feel white women feel like they have a power over any other race here in Olympia. And the reason why I think that is because of what is allowed here and what is not allowed here just in this city. Because when you go to Lacey, it's different. Go to Tumwater, it's different. Um, Yelm, it's different. There's a lot of different places here in just this vicinity and this atmosphere. Just taking it from here in the broad aspect of this area,
Okay.
Thurston, Lewis,
So like
Mason.
this region,
Yeah,
uh, white women seem to have power over people of color.
they do.
Okay.
And honestly, women of the Caucasian race, honestly, feel like they have more power over their own partners that are the same as them.
Okay. Caucasian women seem to have power over their Caucasian
Partner.
partners.
Just because they have Caucasian other women who are their partners. They have Caucasian transgender that are also their partners. Because they could be women, but they decide that they are men, and that's what they choose to do. So we have to respect that, and they are men. Or they're women that are transgender to men, so they're transgender men, and then you have Caucasian men. I do feel like the dominant or the brighter aspect of the white woman is more powerful, where they do seem or they deem powerful than their partner.
Okay. Got it. So even their partner, they feel like they have power over
They're
them.
superior, absolutely.
Okay. Are you using white and Caucasian interchangeably?
They are the same.
Okay. What's your definition
Of Caucasian.
or white?
White is someone that is of pale skin, of European descent.
Pale skinned European
European
descent?
descent. Yeah.
Okay. What does pale mean?
Pale means of, um, unfortunately, your color, sir.
Mine?
Yeah,
Okay.
you are white. You are of a tan-er skin. You have more of a red complexion that seeps through. For me, I am brown skin, but I do have yellow undertones.
Okay.
My undertones are not red, and most African Americans, most black people, most people of color are not red. They don't have a red pigment underneath their actual skin.
Okay. Got it. So there are undertones under darker skin.
Right, which are usually of the yellow undertone. I mean, you can have, so my husband, he's of darker skin tone. He's about this color.
Okay.
He does have a redder tone, which is more of an Indian tone, more of a mahogany color.
Okay.
But when you look at him, especially if you're not an open-minded person, you see him as black.
Okay.
And the true definition of Negro, black, he's black.
Okay. Just kind of a side note here.
Yeah,
Do you call him black?
I do.
Okay.
I call myself black.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
that's something that we were raised, what I'm saying, whether we are brown or light brown or dark brown or um, black, you know what I mean? That's what they, as in I call white people, were black.
That's the term
That is the term.
that that our society gives to someone with that skin tone.
Absolutely.
That shade of.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. White women seem to have power over people of color.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Uh,
seem to think that. I won't say that they actually have that power. You have to, I will say that in their mind, in their psyche, they automatically feel that they are superior.
Okay.
Even though that may not be the thing. There's tons of doctors of color, you know, different colors. There's lawyers, there's doctors, there's sometimes even politicians that are different color.
Uh,
But I will tell you that a lot of white women feel like they are of power. I'm over you because I'm white.
mm,
Not because I've done anything significant, not because I have put just beauty in the world, not because of anything of power, anything of significance, but because of what I look like and because I don't seem like I am, because I don't seem like I'm dangerous, because I don't seem like I am a person of, interest of any crimes or anything like that. I can get away with everything and anything, and that's where my power lies.
okay.
And I will tell you, as a child, I grew up in Tacoma. I'm from Tacoma, born and raised. Um, I grew up with white people. Both of my best friends, they're white. These white women who decided that they are going to deal with the opposite race, which is black men, they didn't seem that way to me as a kid. You know what I mean? I didn't get that. That wasn't poured onto me as a child. I didn't see, oh, I think I'm better than you. But as we got older and their kids started getting in trouble, I'm the kid that said, oh, no, we don't do that. We shouldn't do that. No, we're going to do it. And they do it, but they're around me. You're the reason why I did that.
Okay.
You're the reason why my child did such and such, and we no longer like you. So now you're the issue, you're the problem.
Okay. So they're kind of generalizing.
Exactly. Their child could have had in their mindset that I'm going to do this regardless of who's around. But because my best friend or my friend that is around with me while I decided to do that was a black woman, I'm going to blame her. Or I'm going to blame that black child for what I decided to do.
Okay. So, it there, it seems like there were circumstances where, say, like hypothetically, you and your white
Counterparts.
friend got in trouble. Say, her mom would blame you
Except instead of blaming her for
instead
the
of blaming
decision that she made.
because of your skin tone.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not exactly wholeheartedly sure why a lot of, not all, because I have some good white counterparts. I do. Got some good white friends. But for some reason, a lot of a lot of white people that I grew up with, automatically, they see us as danger. They see us as a bad influence. They see us as this, that. Not that we are doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we are mothers. Not that we are fathers. Not that we are lawyers. Not that we are changing the world, global warming, anything that we can kind of stick our fingers in just as a person. They look at us as like, oh, because you're black, this is the reason why this is happening. This is the reason why. I'm a hairstylist. I have tons of white people that come into my salon, and just based off of what I look like, okay, I have braids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bigger lady. I'm of dark skin tone. I am African American. They will not let me cut their hair.
Mm. And that's an example of
The
that you
power.
see
Exactly,
that
because
they seem to.
it's not just I don't want that person to do my hair because I like you to do my hair because you've done my hair before. But I don't like you to do my hair because I feel like you can't give me what I'm looking for because I'm superior. I'm over you.
Got it.
You can't serve me because I feel this way or I am this way. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right or I'm conveying this right, but I've had even older. They're older.
It's like a prejudice.
It is. It
Okay.
is. It is a prejudice. People say, "Oh, well, we live in Olympia. It's free." I mean, you go and you walk these streets, and it's free this and Black Lives Matter and all those things. But some of those companies that you go through that have that Black Lives Matter, they're like, "Oh, can I help you with something? Can I help you?" I just walked in. Right.
Okay.
And it could be, "Hey, can I help you?"
Yeah.
"Oh no, I'm just looking around." No problem. That perfectly fine. Because me and my own establishment, if I have someone come into my place, "Hey, can I help you? Is there anything I can help you with?" That's courteous.
Mm-hmm. But you see a difference between something like that and if they're like giving you extra help because they're kind of
Scared that I'm going to steal
they're
from
like
you.
keeping an eye on you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's one thing, it's like, "Oh, don't touch that." Or, "Oh, do you want me to grab that for you?"
Uh huh.
Because I mean, I just don't, no issue, no problem. I just want to make sure that you're actually going to pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right.
Are there not black millionaires? Are there not people who make six figures? Are there not people just outside of being rich or being wealthy? Are there not people that go to work 40 hours a week, 80 hours a week, and you feel like we're going to steal from you? That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a whole nother issue.
I can't imagine what you would have to go through on a day-to-day basis that I don't even notice.
Right.
Um,
Because it's not handed to you.
right.
You can go and walk into Walmart. You can go and walk into these little boutiques that they have. I see stuff all the time that I'm like, you know what, babe? I want to go see that. Mind you, I'm new in this area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Tacoma, but I've never been this way.
Mm-hmm.
Always up north, where there's more people of me. There's more people of me, or my color, or of color, that they have their own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own everything. It's full of the community. Their kids, Mexican kids, Asian kids, Spaniards, Italians. Even they're even from that area, and they don't deem themselves as such.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But there's people of all different backgrounds that are in the area. Do not kill it. Let it go.
I know.
Do you want me to grab them? I can grab
I
them.
am kind of allergic.
Okay, and I will definitely take them from you.
Thanks.
Come on, come on, come on. Thank you.
Ah, that was great. I have a quick question.
I didn't answer.
Would you say that all white women seem to have power over people of color?
No, because I do have some friends that they don't deem themselves as better than anybody else.
So not all.
Not all.
Okay. How do you
I
tell a
was-
difference?
It's their demeanor.
Okay.
You will see.
Demeanor.
Well,
What do you mean? What do you mean by? Sorry. Go ahead.
it's more of a demeanor. When you come to me, and I meet you, and I put my hand out to you. "Hey, how you doing? How was your day? Are you doing okay?"
Kind of like what you were doing.
Exactly. I seen you and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Are you singing? Are you dancing?" You don't come down to the water where it's so beautiful and you just see people. I see people all the time. They're singing. They got their guitars. There's dancing out here. Their music is playing. There's people walking around. You don't just see people with cameras and stuff. And I was interested in what you were doing.
Cool.
But one thing I will say is that because, and this is such a thing, I look at you and I just asked, but if you were a black guy, I would ask the same thing. Where I do personally feel like because you're a Caucasian, no one sees this as a danger.
Mm.
No one sees this as an issue.
Mm.
You're doing what you love to do. What's your truth? Why do you feel like this? Let's get some understanding.
Yeah.
But if you are a black male and you're doing this, excuse me, I have this black male. He's down here. He's here with all these cameras. There's all these families around here. There's all of this. You're Karens.
Yeah.
He's a disruption, but you have done nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have done not one thing. You didn't come to me. You didn't ask me, hey, can I interview you? Can I do this? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
You were packing your stuff up. And I just happened to say, hey, what are you doing? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
But if you were my skin tone or any shades darker, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? What is this? Why is that? But it can't be that you're just kind of curious of what people think.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, I love your channel. I love what you're doing. But there's black kids and Asian kids and Mexican kids and kids of any other descent that just give a shit about what people feel about right here, just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
But
they don't feel like they have power to do it sometimes.
Exactly. And that's why they don't. And that's why
because of demeanor.
It's just demeanor. And then two, just entitlement. And what they feel like they can just come and say and do. And I need to question you about what you're doing. I didn't necessarily question you. I was like, hey, what are you? This is cool.
Yeah.
I see cameras. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. How much money did you spend on this? This is an actual hobby. This is something that you're actually doing, and it's freaking great. And I personally feel like it's great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, but you know what? I just feel like if you were my son, who's 11 years old, and he's just as big as you are, and what size shoe do you wear?
I wear 15.
Okay, so my son's pushing it. No. You didn't look like it. My dad's 6'8". He wears a 16, so I'm like, I don't know.
That was a joke. But, okay, so would it be okay if I asked you a series of a couple of questions that have to do with where you put yourself on a scale? Okay. So there's a scale from 0 to 100. What percentage of your conclusions or beliefs do you hope are accurate?
I would like to be of middle class and that range of hardworking folk. I wake up every day and I take my dogs out. I have 3 children. I make sure my children are okay. I have a fiance that I plan to marry next year in June. And I make sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I make sure that he's okay. I get up, I brush my teeth, I wash my body, I get ready, and I go to work. And I work just as hard as the next people. Sometimes even harder because I cut hair for a living. Mm-hmm. I work at and I used to have my own business, but with COVID and everything, I couldn't keep up with the demands and the payments and stuff. When you are working for yourself and stuff like that happens, you don't really have no background. You don't have nobody to back you up. And the person that I was working for, he didn't have any backup. So everything was gone. And then I had to figure it out. And then I moved out here because the love of my life lived here. And he was, he has stability. He was working for a company and he's been working. I mean, I'm not going to make you move to where I am. Came out here, I figured it out, and it's beautiful. I can't say that this is not beautiful. I live right not too far up the street. It's gorgeous. And I like it because of how pretty and peaceful it might be. But I'm not sure that I like the people. But I work just as hard as your normal person. Where it's like sometimes I gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. Sometimes I gotta supposed to get off at 6, but sometimes I don't get off to a certain time because I gotta make that extra money.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's looked down upon. One thing I will tell you, I used to work at a salon. I'll say a salon in West Olympia, and they are the freaking worst. I had a client come in, white man, white woman. Anybody that knows, if you call and you make an appointment, sometimes your appointment's not going to run the same because the person that was before you, they may have thicker hair. They may have longer hair. They may have a longer process, But if I come to you and I convey, hey, it's going to run me maybe 5 more minutes. And that was the issue. It was 5 more minutes. His appointment was at 1:15, and I didn't get done till 1:10. but I still had to check that lady out. And I said, "Hey, sir, I know you've been sitting here for a little bit, and I wanted to let you know that I'm running 5 minutes late. Well, you know what? You can just cancel my appointment because you nigger bitch, I seen you sitting here and there and doing this and that. Because I
Wow.
was 5 minutes late. 5 minutes.
Mm.
You decided that I was not worth your respect, and you called me the N-word.
Mm.
You called me a nigger bitch. And then when my coworkers came out and say, "Hey, why do you say that to her?"
Yeah.
You called her a fat bitch.
Mm.
And she was a bigger lady. You fat bitch. Fuck you and that nigger.
Mm.
Over a 5 minute difference.
Right.
5 minute difference.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
You know, I think my whole I do believe in fate.
And fate.
Fate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do believe that people are put here for a certain reason. And I don't feel like you and I have crossed paths just because.
Mm.
I do feel like there was something that was meant to be heard and meant to be said. But what I will tell you is that um, there's tons of people of color, not even just black, just people of color that get up every day. No matter what their mental state is, financial state, just in general, they get their asses up in the morning and they take care of their responsibilities, whether that's children,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's pets, whether that's just themselves. They wake up in the morning and they do what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They're just as responsible as
as
anybody else.
any other person.
Uh, do you remember the question I asked?
Repeat it.
On a scale from 0 to 100, what percentage
I
of
would put myself at 50.
you you hope 50% of your conclusions are accurate?
I do.
Okay.
And
Does
they're
that also mean that you hope 50% are false?
not that I do, and simply because, like I said, I meet white people on a regular basis, and I just hope they don't feel that way. I just hope they don't think that.
Okay. You hope that some of your beliefs are not true, and that's about 50%? Okay. How many beliefs 0 to 100, what percentage of your beliefs do you think are true?
But about 80%.
80?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's just only me giving people the benefit of the doubt.
You think 80% of your beliefs are accurate, but
Mm-hmm.
you hope only 50 are.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because um, if you do your ancestry, the majority of white folks, they got some type of black African in them,
Hmm.
which means at some point you can sympathize and be like, you know what? I would never want to be treated like that.
Yeah.
I would never want to be treated like that.
Yeah.
Or I have kids that might have that background. I would never want my children to feel like that.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, and it is sad, and I will tell you it's sad that I feel that way. Um, but even some people of mixed race, if they're raised with their white family, they don't feel like that that's an issue or it's a problem because they are so catered to.
Because they're
There's
that
their environment.
the nurture part.
Yeah, they're nurtured by white women. Their mamas are white. There's not a whole bunch of black mamas, white daddies.
Mm.
There's a lot of white mamas and black daddies. And, you know, as soon as white mama gets to hollering, black daddy doesn't have any say so.
Mm. Mm. That's another example of this.
Hmm.
Um,
It's a power. It's a power thing.
on that same scale,
Hmm.
how confident are you in your conclusion, in your claim?
100%.
You're
I
100%
am
confident?
100% confident.
Okay. What does 100% confident mean right now for you?
It
Like,
means. Go ahead.
does that mean that you're closed about it? Like, Are you
Okay.
open to changing your mind about it?
Not yet.
You're not open?
Not yet. Not in 2022. No, I'm not.
Okay, okay.
Maybe 2030. Maybe, in a different place in Washington. But here in this area, when I first came up here, everybody who speaks of Olympia, which is the majority of white people that I speak to, oh, it's so free. You're free to be gay.
Uh-huh.
You're free to be trans. But you're not free to be black.
Mm.
You're not free to be people of color, Indian, African, Mexican, Asian. You're not free to. I have a lady that I work with. She's Korean, and because she doesn't speak the way that these white people come in and speak, she's no longer. Um, she is no longer. How do you say that? She is not deemed respectful. You know, I don't have to give you my respect because you don't speak the way that I do. So mind you,
Okay, she gets dismissed.
she gets dismissed, she gets disrespected, period. I mean, I mean, sometimes it's just disrespectful. Like, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you? Hi, welcome to, how can I help you? Oh, well, did you check in online? No. Okay, well, I have to check you in. What's your phone number? Da 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 da. Did you say this number? Oh, so you can't hear.
Mm.
So you can't hear?
So they're looking for
So you're just
reasons to.
stupid because you're from Korea, because you're Asian. They don't call her Asian, they call her Oriental.
Mm.
We've all known that for years, that or calling an Asian person Oriental is a derogatory term. That's just like calling a black person a nigger or calling an Asian a gook. It is the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because she doesn't speak like we speak, or that we have a language barrier, you don't want to slow your roll and say my phone number is this, 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 and this, or my name is this. Let me spell it for you. This, and this. But instead of doing that, which would be what a kind-hearted person would do, or anybody else, you get people. Oh, my name is Hernandez. Okay, that's mostly Latino descent.
Mm-hmm.
H, E, and slow it down for her. Write it down for her so she can see it. But she's 60 years old. She's from Korea. She's been here 20 years. That's not a long time. She spent the most of her life in a different language. Can you imagine going somewhere without the language that you were born with, and you have to learn it, and then people give you shit about it,
Yeah.
and they're disrespectful. These Oriental people, they just this, they're just that. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's not for me and the other black lady that worked with her. They'd be like, hold on. She doesn't understand what you're saying. Just break it down for her. But you don't disrespect her.
Yeah. That's another example of this going
Absolutely.
on. How much does this view affect your behavior?
Ooh, it makes me angry. I'm not always an angry person. I try to find the light in a lot. But I will tell you that just being here this last year, I found myself more angry and more angry with white people and more kind of distant of my white counterparts, people I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are people I've known my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say something and I'm like, wait a minute, what does that mean? What does that say? What?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? It has changed my views. And I'll tell you, I'm from Tacoma.
Yeah.
Tacoma is we're diverse. I grew up with a single mama. And I grew up with white women with single mamas. And Asian kids with single mamas. We come from the same background. We might not come from the same place. Same background. Your mama is working her ass off. Your dad's not around. You've got to do what you got to do. Your mama's scraping. She's scraping it. You know what I'm saying? She working over here, working over there. She doing this. You barely get anything from mama because you've got to figure it. She's got to figure it out for you. And when she gets home, she's tired.
Yeah.
And she can't be like, you come home, Mom, guess what? Hey, give me a minute. Because she's tired.
Like,
she goes to sleep with her shoes on.
To take a break for a second.
Yeah, she goes to sleep with her work clothes on. You know what I mean? I didn't have to go through that as a child. So then when I become an adult, this is a culture shock for me. It's a shock. it's like you can't tell me that the shit I see on Facebook, excuse my mouth, stuff I see on the news happens here in Washington.
Mm.
We are like diverse, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we're the only people that are like have an abortion, goddammit. Be gay, be free.
Yeah.
Washington. It's different for me. And I feel like I can speak on this. It's just because I did not have to grow up with racism as a child.
Mm.
Not at all. My fiance is from Memphis. It's totally different for him.
Yeah.
He has dealt with it his whole life.
You learned about it
As a-
later in life
Later
than,
I'm
most
30.
people
Yeah.
that would have to learn about it. Okay.
But what sucks is that I have children. And my kids are experiencing things that I never had to.
Mm.
Um, you know, we moved up here, like I said, April last year. And I've had my daughter come home, and her friend said that these, and you know, kids, my friend, my friend, my friend, they may not really be your friend, but that's what you talk to them. That's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she said that I didn't get an invitation to her party because I'm black.
Mm.
Or because I'm dark.
Mm.
What? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
excuse me? Or my son who's in 5th grade, I really like this girl, but her dad said that she can't date me or we can't be friends or any of that, which I honestly don't want my son dating, period. But he's 11, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the one girl
Yeah.
that he liked
Yeah.
can't be friends with him because he's a black boy.
Yeah.
And black boys are bad.
Mm-hmm.
But not to think that, you know, do we not have young white girls that are having babies at 16 and 15?
Yeah.
Just like we're having black girls and Mexican girls. I just feel like the dynamic of our society nowadays, every race goes through. But white people are the only ones, to me, that feel like, oh, I can't talk to you because you did this or you went through that. Or, nope, not my kid. You can't be around them because this.
They're more exclusive.
Exactly. But you know what? In the secret, when no one knows, they go through the same shit. Your daughter is out here screwing everybody.
Mm.
But my little black daughter over here who had sex with one guy because she loved him, now she's the reason. She's the reason. Or she's the one. No, she's a bad influence. Stay away.
It's not. It doesn't seem equal. Okay. So we talked a little bit about how your behavior changes in like stores and stuff.
Yeah. It makes me not even want to shop around here. There's such beautiful little boutiques around here. Stuff that, I mean, being a bigger lady, they have my size and stuff. But I go in there. Can I help you?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I'm just looking around. I was out and I was driving around and I seen your boutique and I really thought it was nice. What you have in the window? Okay. Well, I mean, don't touch that. Well, I just wanted to look at it. Well, you can't try this on. And like I said, I won't put any businesses on Front Street because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to take any money out of anybody's pocket. I'm not trying to blow anybody up, you know. But I've been to boutiques down here with sizes of mine. And the lady that's next to me is a white woman and she could try on anything in the store because she's got the money. So it looks like she's got the money.
Right.
I come in there with my braids and, you know, I kind of got some slippers on and all of this stuff. And I can't go look in your boutique because you don't trust me to actually pay you. But, you know, how many millionaires just walk around in regular clothes?
Yeah.
Bill Gates
Yeah.
does not walk around with, you know, $50,000 million clothes on. He's got Walmart clothes on. And he walks around. And if you don't know him, then you don't know him.
Right.
But if I come in there and you don't know me, you don't know what I have, you don't know what I'm worth, you don't know what kind of, I could have a $500,000 house out here with
Right.
nice, beautiful poodles, and I could drive a Tesla and a
reminds
Bentley.
me of that where those rich people kind of dress up like
All
people
the
that don't have
time.
homes and stuff.
All the time.
It just speaks to that.
Yeah.
So you've given me lots of reasons
I do.
that support this.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to choose one reason, the reason that supports your confidence, your 100% confidence that this is true, what would that reason be?
Ooh. My reasoning would be that people are not ready to hear that this is actually a thing. Why I say this is when you come to, you're open minded, and I so appreciate it. And I will speak for my black counterparts. This is so refreshing.
Oh,
But
good.
there's other white women or white people in the world that will hear this and be like, no, that's not true. We don't think like that. I got black friends.
Right.
I got black friends.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean shit. They're not ready to hear. And when they're not ready to hear and learn, which means they're not ready to change, which means they're going to continue to breed or to have people with or kids with like-minded, which is going to go for generations, and my kids have to go through it. So mind you, my son's born in 2011. My daughter's born in 2015. My other son is born in 2017. So that's 11, 15, and 7. That from 11 to 17, there are still children that think the way that these people that I'm talking about think, because they are taught that.
It seems like by now we should be further.
You know what? By the late 2000s, I graduated in 2010. By then, you know what I'm saying, it should have been done.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I am not a political person at all whatsoever, but I do feel like once Mr. Donald Trump got into office, they came out of the hiding.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to words. I remember being a kid and was called a pickaninny. Never knew what that meant. But my friends is like, my mom's called you a pickaninny because my mom said that's a black girl with braids. Then you go to college and you go to African American studies, which I never did, but my sister did. A picnic. Do you know what a picnic is? A picnic. Why is it called a picnic?
Like when I hear picnic, I think of like you're having lunch in the park.
And you know what that is? It's sometimes it's a little bit like that.
Okay.
It is. It is. It's a little bit like that. But what I will tell you is a picnic is broken down to pick a nigga.
Oh.
So, white families would get their little baskets of food and their little red little drapes and blankets and go sit in the park and watch a black man hang.
Oh wow.
And they would go out and they would find, which means they would pick a nigga
Oh.
to hang and watch them hang
Should
while they ate their lunch.
Should I stop saying that word?
Picnic? I don't know. And that's because I grew up with picnic. I didn't learn that till I was an adult.
Because we see that on signs like
All
on
the
the side of the
time.
highway and stuff, and it's like, and I never knew that.
No one does. Not a lot of people
Yeah.
do. You know what? Like I said, I didn't realize it until I got to be an adult. I'm like, excuse me, you know how many picnics I've been on? Oh my God. You know what I mean? It is. It's so crazy.
I don't
but
mean to like. It's not really
but it
that
is,
funny.
It is funny. It's funny as
Okay.
shit.
I hope that you don't.
I'm
yeah,
not
like,
offended. I am
okay,
not offended.
good.
But what I will tell you is that it's a real thing. There's still states, Idaho, where you go down there and they tell you if you are a person of color and you're not inside by a certain time,
Uh-huh.
you will get hung or you will get messed with by the police that are supposed to serve and protect.
Yeah.
Not just serve and protect white people. The police, they are supposed to serve and protect. But they will haunt you down.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is the main reason that supports this is because you think that they're not open to changing their mind.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They are not.
You think
They are comfortable.
you think that things would improve if they were open to changing their mind.
Absolutely. I will tell you, racism does not start with the black person. There's so many, and I'm going to get so much controversy for this just because black people feel they're a certain kind of way. We got to be strong. We got to do this. Martin Luther King, he marched his ass off. Okay? He was over here and over there, and he's talking to all these people. And you mean to tell me back in those times, that man died for this. And in 2022, almost 23, we're still going through it. That meant nothing. It is not us. People of color, that is the problem. It is our white counterparts. And they have to be the ones to say, you know what? We've got to change. There's some badass black people in the world. But there's some bad freaking white people and Mexican people and Asian people and people from the UK and people from Africa and people from just Spain, Brazil. There's some bad ass people everywhere. But if you continue to think that just because I'm I look like me and I look like my daughter's 6. And if you meet her and you see her, just her teeth, just her mouth and her smile, it brings so much light.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a star of her classroom. And she is a student. And she's always willing. She went to the doctor with her dad today. I can't wait to go to first grade. I'm ready to go to school. She's a diamond. But to be a black diamond around a whole bunch of white diamonds,
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they can outshine my black diamond. Because that's what they were taught. My daughter, who is eager, who is strong, who is sweet, who is happy, who may have a little attitude every now and again, but that's a woman for you. But because she's worth something. But because of where she lives, and because and honestly, there's nowhere in the world that you can go outside of Africa. Shoot, even Africans don't like us because of what America says about us, and we are ancestors. We are a descendant of them. But they look at America and they look at what they see on TV and how bad we're supposed to be. And they're like, nope, we don't want our kids around you. But we are the same. We are the same. But because of that, my daughter can go to college and be a doctor and have the requirements. And there's a white child that may not have all the requirements, but because she's white, and her name is Stacy, and her name is Brittany, and I mean I'm Brittany, but because her name has white origins,
Yeah.
and then you have a daughter that's named Shaniqua,
Yeah.
then you got a daughter that's named Eumora. That's my baby's name. Eumora. Eumora. It
Eumora?
means teacher in Hebrew.
Teacher?
Teacher. She has
Eumora?
meaning behind her name, but because of
That's a
her
cool name.
name, thank you. Because of her name, because of her skin tone, my daughter is this color. She's chocolate. But she's smart. And she worked hard. You know, there was a point in time, Mommy, I can't read. Okay, well, we're going to read, damn it. Let's get it. She can read, sometimes better than her brother. Don't tell him I said that.
They might see this on YouTube.
Well, you know what? He doesn't get YouTube. My kids don't get to watch YouTube, so it's okay. But you know what? Because of that, they will pick that white child that doesn't have the credentials that my black child went to school and spent the money in debt for.
You think it should be equal?
It should. It should. And I don't give a damn what anybody says. It should. Because at the end of the day, if say I'm a white woman and I got a white child and I pushed my child to school, she went to school, she did whatever she was supposed to do, she got straight A's, she got her degree, she got her certificate, whatever. If she has the credential for your business, fucking hire her. My black child. If she has the same freaking credentials and she did what she was supposed to do and she is a professional. Now, like I said, if she's not doing what she's supposed to do, if she's not right, if she's causing issues, drama, blah, blah, fuck it. White or black. But at the end of the day, treat them the same. Treat them the same. Because we got kids out here that are killing themselves because they feel like they can't get ahead because they're black. Not because they had bad mamas and daddies or trauma in their life, but because I can't get ahead. You know how many people...
Because of something that they have no control over.
No control. I can't. I was not... No one could tell me. No one could... God made me this way. Why do I have to suffer for that?
That's a good question.
Why do I have to suffer for that? How come?
You doing okay? Couple more questions, maybe?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
I got all night. Let's do it. I have nowhere to be. I'm good.
If this was not true, hypothetically,
Okay.
if this was not true, do you have a way to tell?
If it was not true?
Yeah.
No, there's no way that you can't tell that it's not true. If you...
You have no way to tell if this was not true, if it wasn't true?
There was no... I mean... Ask again.
Sorry. And I'm not saying that this is the case.
I understand.
If for somehow this was not true, your conclusion,
Okay.
white women seem to think they have power
Okay.
over people of color.
Hmm.
If that was not true, do you have a way to tell?
I don't have a way to tell. And that's simply because of my own experiences and people around me of my same background, my same color. There's not one black woman that I've spoke to. There's not one Indian woman that I spoke to. There's an Indian dentist up on Pacific, and she is the main dentist in that place. And there are white women that come in and say, I don't want you to work on my kids' teeth, even though their kids' teeth are rotting out their mouth.
Mm. That's a way that you can tell that this is confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm asking about a way that would disconfirm this.
I don't have one.
You don't have a way to tell if you're
No,
wrong.
I don't.
Okay. Do you think it's important to be able to tell if you're wrong with something that you're 100% confident about?
I do. But again, from my 30 years of experience, and I won't say 30, I'll say about 25 years of experience, I haven't seen that. No one's been able to show me or prove me wrong. You can just look in the media regardless. I mean, forget what I have to say. Look at the media.
That's all confirming evidence of your conclusion.
I just don't have a way to say that this is not true. I mean, I could be completely honest with you. I don't have a way to say, you know what, that's not true.
Uh,
No, I could be wrong, but I can't be wrong.
and the main reason that supports your conclusion is because of people um, that aren't open-minded.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool. Do
Absolutely.
you have any questions for me?
Um, I do.
Okay.
What made you do this? This is so controversial. Like, oh my God. Parts of me be like, oh crap, I don't know. Should I say this? Like, I'm not gonna lie. When you were like, okay, well, I'm talking about, I'm trying to find out why you feel like this.
Yeah.
I want to support why you feel like this. What is this? I would be like, oh my God, what the frick? But you know what? You held your composure. You were like, you know what? Why do you feel like this? What is this? You haven't been like, no, 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 that's not true. Or no, it's not like that. Even if you personally feel like that, you never, not one time through this interview, where you're like, no.
You can't tell what my position is.
No. And you know what? That is so freaking amazing. And I am not going to lie, um, for my kids' sake, I'm an adult. I figured out how to maneuver in this world. Some things are pretty freaked up, but I figured out how to maneuver in this world and tuck my tail. And you know what? If you disrespect me, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Fuck it. I don't want to go through this, because police get involved. They see a black girl. I'm an angry black woman. Rah, they're gonna automatically come for me because I'm angry and I'm mad. But they didn't want to talk to me about what made me mad. You get what I'm saying, or what put me in that situation.
Right.
But like, I don't get that from you at all,
Can
and
you
I appreciate
imagine?
it.
Can you imagine how things would be different in the criminal justice or like law enforcement community if they were to be able to question people um, without inserting their.
I would not be afraid for my children. If that was implemented and that was a thing, I promise you, like I wouldn't be so afraid.
Like if I were a police officer
Yeah.
and I basically just was asking questions about um some like I got a call
Hmm.
that X person was doing this, or maybe somebody at the boutique called and I showed up and I was like, you need to get out or whatever. Instead, say, um, ask questions like, how are things going?
Hey, okay, and that's exactly, you know, do not just as a cop. You know, I don't know what police go through, and I'm sure it's pretty freaking hard because you got people of, alcoholics, you got drug addicts, you got people who are just fucking angry and just want to kill shit.
Yeah.
You know, I get that there's a difference and it's hard to differentiate, but like, if it's a subtle situation, why not just go to the white lady first?
Yeah.
Hey, ma'am, I got a complaint that you were being unruly. Can you explain to me what's going on?
Hmm.
Well, sir, I was in the store and I actually wanted to try this on. And, I couldn't try it on. But the next lady that was white came in and they got all the respect. And they got, can I offer you a drink? Can I offer you this? Can I offer you that? Why is she better than me? Because half the time, her pocketbook, or in my words, her purse
Yeah.
ain't sitting bigger than mine. I look like this. Okay, I just got out of the gym, or I just got off of work, or I just got done rounding up some dogs and some kids and some reptiles.
Living
Damn
life.
it,
Living life.
yeah. But because I look like this, I don't have the money to afford what you have.
Hmm.
But because she looks like she does, whether she's white, she looks like she does. She can afford what you have, and I can't. And you decided that because she's a white woman, that she can be treated better than me.
Hmm.
Hell no. I'm. What you gonna do about it, officer?
Yeah. Instead of like just asking
Exactly.
questions from.
Nope. They automatically want to arrest. Oh, you're being hostile. I'm upset, and I can be upset. I'm not tearing nothing up. I'm not throwing anything around. I'm not acting a fool. I'm upset, and I'm allowed to be upset because we have an emotions. We have emotions. They teach us this from elementary school. My daughter was in kindergarten last year. All they talked about was emotions. Okay, you're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to be mad, angry. This is your angry face. This is your sad face. This is your happy face. This is that. But as adults and as a black adults, we cannot express those emotions.
Mm.
But
You
they
don't.
don't
You don't
want
feel free to express your
exactly,
emotions.
especially when people can provoke you to be that way. I didn't call you that. I didn't call you a cracker. I didn't call you any type of derogatory name towards a white person.
Hmm.
But you can call me that, and I have to be like, okay, calm, Usa. Okay, let me address you now. But if I called you a cracker white bitch, a trailer trash, da 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 da, and you get all hot, and bothered, want to fight, and you hit me, then I have to be
Mm.
okay. It's fine. But if you do that to me, you nigger bitch, you this, blah 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 blah, then I can't go to fuck off. I can't act a fool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible. It is a terrible feeling, and sometimes it feels like, you know, when you fill out an application for a job, half the time they ask you, you know, are you of Latino descent? Are you African? Are you white? Are you mixed races? Or other? Half the time, you got Raven Simone. I'm not gonna hire anybody whose name is Watermelon Andrea.
Mm.
Watermelon Andrea did not have an option to name herself. Her
Mm.
mother or her father named her.
Hmm. That's another one of the things that you can't really
She
control.
cannot control.
Yeah.
But because of her name, not because of her credentials,
Hmm.
not because of her demeanor, not because of
Her character.
character, anything else. Because based off her name, you chose that that's not someone that you want for your establishment. But you know what? She could take your establishment from maybe a multi-million-dollar company to $1 billion company. Do you know that black women in general, are the reason why we have what we have in space now, why we can see all these beautiful pictures and all of these things? Black women, and they didn't even have black bathrooms. She had to walk 45 minutes to go to the bathroom, where we all literally, just dynamically, the way we were built, have to
Yeah, it's
defecate.
like biology.
We have to pee. We have to poop. And there's no black bathrooms in this establishment. But you know what? I'm writing all your numbers down. I'm doing all this math that this white woman that you have in here can't do.
Yeah.
Do you know that black people are the reason why white people know how to clean themselves? that they know how to keep their animals out of their house so that they're not sick.
Huh.
Medicine, Moors. The word Moors, they came from Africa to teach white people in Europe to clean themselves, to write, to read. Not white, black people were not the only people who didn't know how to read and write. But then you come here in 2022 and they look at you and it's like, there's no way that you could know this. There's no way that you can be a scholar. You're a scholar. You got a scholarship. I got a kid. His name is Jacoby. He's a mixed baby. He's of Asian descent and white descent. And that kid is an honor roll student. But he was afraid that he wouldn't make the honor roll because of his white teachers. And all the white kids made it. And you know what? He came, I finally made it. But he was stressed. He's in the seventh grade. Scared as shit that he wasn't going to get it because he was a mixed baby. Not because he wasn't good. Not because he didn't have the grades. He had a 4.0 freaking O in 7th grade. I didn't have a 4.0 in 7th grade.
It was based on something he was not able to control.
Exactly. But that, you know what? You know why that happened? It's because there was some white person that told him that. In that vicinity. In a safe space. School is supposed to be a safe space for you. And there was my son. He's 5th grade or going to 6th grade. We struggled with confidence because when he was in 1st grade, he had a teacher. And I'm going to say her name. She is a terrible, 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 terrible lady. And I already told her, if I ever see you, it's on. Girl, it's on. It's on. It is on. Her name is Mrs. And Mrs. knew that my son struggled in reading. But he's from kindergarten to 1st grade. He's a 1st grade student. How many 1st graders do you know that read in the school district? Told him that he was stupid. My son is in 6th grade, going to 6th grade this year, coming up. He still brings it up. So a white lady told a black student that he was stupid.
Had a big effect on him.
Huge. Because when it's time to read, hey baby, come read with me, come read. Can you read this? He cowers down. His confidence is low. He hangs his head down when he walks. And it's not because, of his mom or his dad or his stepdad or anybody else, because it's nothing but confidence. But the one thing that he brings up still is this one lady 4 or 5 years ago. Like, can you remember 1st grade? Hell no. But at that one point, there was one point that you remember in those grades. And he has to live with that. And I have to do more hard work. My husband has to do more hard work to get his confidence back because of this one person and this one woman, white woman, of power. I have power over you, so I'm going to tell you that you're stupid so you can go your whole life and think that. And if you didn't have strong-ass black parents to be like, no, and fight for it, she needs to get up out of here. And, this district didn't say it. They have a contract. They can't just fire her. They got a contract. And you know what? They removed him out of the class. But she was still a teacher. Do you know how many other black kids or Mexican kids or Asian kids was in that class getting that fucking torment? Getting that bullshit. So my kid got to get out of it, but it still hangs with him. Yeah. It hangs with him. I'm a black woman and I'm a hell of a stylist. Do you hear me? I am a hell of a stylist. There's not one thing in here I can't do. I've been braiding since I was 10 years old. Thank you, Nadine Liggins. One hell of a damn stylist. My mama taught me that. But I get people that come into me and be like, I don't want you to do my hair. And then they go to another white woman, just like them, and they fuck their hair up. And guess what? They be like, oh my God, you screwed my hair up. Oh my God, it's too short, it's too long. What is this? What is that? But you know what? If they would have came to me and they would have just treated me like a person and allowed me to treat them like a person and listen to them and understand what they were doing, they would have had the most amazing haircut they could have had.
If they would have had an open mind.
Open mind. Open mind. It's not hard. You can agree that your child, white women, you can agree that your children are gay. You got an open mind for that. You can agree that your daughter doesn't want to be a daughter. She wants to be a son. And you're okay with that. You have an open mind that your child doesn't believe in God and they want to be atheists. You can agree that your child just wants to be, you know, that they're implementing litter boxes in the school bathroom because people are identifying as dogs and cats. You can agree to that, but you cannot agree to treat a black person or a white or a Mexican person or an Asian person or a person of color with respect. That's a problem.
Mm.
It is a problem. It's an issue.
I have one last question.
Okay.
And it might be a little bit sensitive.
Okay.
Are you open-minded about this? About your conclusion?
Yeah.
You are open-minded?
I am. And I will say that because I got little white nephews and white nieces. And I hope that my impact on them will not raise them like the white women that I deal with on a regular basis.
I guess my question is, are you open-minded to being wrong about white women seem to have power over people of color? Are you open-minded? Are you open-minded to changing your view on that?
Shit. No. Yes. I don't know. And the reason why I say this is because, you know what, there is, I believe in God and I believe that there's hope. You know what I mean? But then too, I have to be realistic.
Okay.
I gotta be realistic.
'Cause you know what I'm pointing out, right?
Yes. I know what you're pointing out.
Okay, what am I pointing out?
You're pointing out that there's a possibility that people can freaking change and things can be better. And I want to believe that. But then again, me being me, maybe not. I don't know. Damn it. Oh, gosh. I know. It's contradictory. Because you know what? I want people to open their mind, but it's hard for me to open my mind because of what I've been through. You get what I'm saying? It's like, fuck. I don't know. But you know what? What I will put out there and what I will say wholeheartedly is that I do wish that it do change. Because you know what? My son's dad has a white woman that he's married with and together with and in love with her. And she's a good girl. She is. She's a good girl. And she's cool with me. And I'm cool with her. And she doesn't mistreat my child. You know what I'm saying? And if I can get more people like her, I would be great.
There's hope.
Yeah. But then again, there's just people who don't give a damn. And they think this is normal. You know, you have people that be like, nope, you shouldn't kill babies. You're not killing a child that doesn't breathe. You know what I'm saying? That baby's not breathing.
We can talk about that next time.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm so glad that you
let me know. I am so down.
I was packing up and you got the courage to, or maybe you,
I don't know. I just happened to be there listening. You know, I kind of went through my own little incident just a little bit ago. And, you know, white woman talking shit. And she's pregnant. So, of course, I can't pop like I want to. And, you know, I had to come down here. And this is a beautiful scenery. And it kind of brings you back to, you know, you got to relax. Because if you don't, you know, you could end up in jail. And then who's going to take care of your kids? And who's going to take care of your husband who's hurt? Or your fiance, excuse me, who's hurt. You know, who's going to do these things? You can't act the way that you want to act because there's consequences for those actions. And they're a lot worse than people that look like her.
Well, Brittany, it's been great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much again
Thank you.
for talking.
I look forward to seeing my video.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while because I put the in real life ones up every Thursday. And I've got about, I don't know, maybe half a dozen or more that I still need to work on. And then I've got some audio only ones that come out every Monday. Okay. So you got the channel, right?
I do.
Yeah, thanks for that. And yeah, if you want to have another chat and you see me again, just feel free to grab me.
Yeah, I will.
If you want to set something up, you can email me, and we can schedule a talk if you want to. So yeah, and I'm open to feedback. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to give you a hug.
Yeah, come on. I gotta get up this chair.
Yeah, me too.
Come on in. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Help me get that off my chest. Woo!
It's really coming down.
better?
Yeah, I do. You know,
Good.
it's hard. It really is. It's hard. But you know what? The good person that I am, I have to believe that there's going to be, a change one day. But just realistically, and the life that I live as a person here in Olympia, and it's supposed to be free out of all the places in Washington. It's free.
Well, as somebody that's lived here a little over 20 years, uh, I hope that you feel more welcome and more welcome at the longer you're here.
I hope so.
Yes.
I like the school district. I'll tell you that. Roosevelt Elementary, they had a great, great principal. He unfortunately went to a different school. He got to do what's best for his family. But you know what? My son, he's got some issues with, reading, writing, da 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 da. So we had to go through these different meetings and stuff. And I'm like, well, let's get him evaluated. Let's get him tested. He's like, no, he's a black boy. That's exactly what they want them to do. He's smart. He just needs this, this, and this. And when they implemented it, he's soaring. My son is soaring. He got the support from a white man. You get what I'm saying? So they're not all bad. And I actually have more issues. I have more success with white men than I do white women. Why? I don't fucking know. But what I will tell you is he's a good man. And that's a good baby. Hi. Hi, dear.
I've got some dog treats. Can I give him one?
Oh, sure.
What's your baby's name?
Kenai.
Hi, Kenai. Yeah, you got a good name. You know that? You know where that's from?
I think these are organic.
My brother bear.
She eats stuff off the ground when I don't catch her. Come here, Kenai. Hey, come here.
It looks like it. It's really coming down.
Go.
What's that?
There you go.
All right.
Well, I'm going to get out of here.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much. I'll be looking out for that.
All right. I might come get a haircut.
Hey, I'm back. Highway.
All right. Take care. Good hiker?
Very good.
I bet.
Yeah.
Looks like the perfect size.
I was gonna say she can out hike me, so.